Herzlich willkommen zu Ein Bier, zwei Kurze. Welcome to Ein Bier, zwei Kurze with yet another international episode. We have the wave pictures here. It's David, Franik and Johnny. Hit it! You played us two new songs of your new album, as I understood correctly.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Your album is called City Forgiveness,
yeah.
And you wrote it throughout a tour with Hello Darling in the United States.
Yeah.
And did that somehow affect you? I mean, that it was the United States and not Europe, where you also have toured?
Yeah, almost certainly, but only in a very specific way, in that certain place names were American, which they wouldn't have been if I hadn't have been in America. Mm-hmm. Not in a big way. It was not. The songs are not about America, and it's not a concept album about America. But whatever you're doing affects what happens in the songs, but not in a big way that people might imagine, where you're making an album about your life or being in America or anything like that. It's nothing like that.
But would you agree? I mean, it occurred to me that sound-wise, it sounds a little more American than the albums you did before.
If it does, it's an accident. It's not something we intended.
So it wasn't a conscious decision.
No.
To make it sound a little bit more like, I don't know, Stephen Stills or
no,
something else.
And I hope it doesn't sound like Stephen Stills. But no, we always like American music, and we've always listened to a lot of American music, and we made a conscious effort to put more guitar solos on the album and have slightly rockier songs, slightly longer songs, the kind of songs that we do live on the album. But at no point did we talk about making it more American sounding.
Okay. Yeah. Something I also noticed. I have seen you before here in Münster. You play quite sophisticated guitar solos, and that's not a very common thing, I would say, among indie bands or whatever you would call it. Your band colleagues, do they just accept it that you show off a little, or do they want you to do it? Or?
Well, we all like guitar solos, so it's not a problem, and I think we enjoy it. It's all the music we listen to, more of the music we listen to has guitar solos than not. We like indie music, but it's missing, enough guitar solos, so this is just perfect. It's indie rock with rock and roll as well.
With rock and roll. Speaking of rock and roll, you got a Frisbee confiscated by a cop in the US. What did you do to it?
Franny was just saying yesterday that's why he doesn't want to live in America, because it's very strict.
But what happened?
Well, we were playing Frisbee in a park, and the policeman drove up, and he came over to talk to us, and he just told us when to stop, and looks like we were idiots for playing the Frisbee. So he just ruined our game. That's it. He ruined our fun time.
Okay, but you didn't.
Of course, we
didn't get arrested.
You didn't get arrested.
We didn't get arrested. He didn't take us downtown.
He didn't threaten you with any sanctions.
No,
he was just a policeman in a quiet town with no crime, with nothing to do.
Okay.
So he hassled the first people he saw outside of their house.
Uh-huh.
That's what happened. They're just waiting to catch you. It's really stupid, I think. Anyway.
So now you're on a European tour.
yeah.
You have played at the Haldern Pop Bar yesterday, and you've come to yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you've come to Münster again. How many times have you been here?
A lot of times.
3 or 4 maybe.
Okay, so do you have a? I mean, it usually was Ivo who booked you, the local DJ here at the. Well, the indie DJ, I should say, who booked you. Do you have a personal relationship to him, or when he says, "Please come," do you go out of your way to do it? Or?
He's always been very nice to us and let us stay at his place, and he's our Munster guy. He's the guy who booked this show, and
So he lets you stay at his place. You're not living in a hotel like normal rock stars.
That's true. We're definitely not living in hotels like normal rock stars.
You have played at Haldern. Are you going to play any festivals? I mean, the Haldern Pop has a very, very popular festival also. Is there something that you can... Or
if they invited us, we would be...
Would you like to be invited?
Yes, we would like to be invited.
Okay.
We're not turning down any festivals. So if you don't see us at a festival, it's because they didn't ask. It's not because we said no.
Okay. I'll say it again, your album City Forgiveness, which is out on the 21st of October, is the 5th album that you have done in the past 5 years. You seem to have a very high creative output, if you want to put it in a technical way. Is that something you wish to do all the time? Do you want to write music all the time, or... I mean, are you full-time musicians, or do you have to work at a Starbucks?
No, we're just musicians, and we just do a lot of recording and make up songs just because it's fun to do, and that's why we formed a band. That's what we wanted to do, and we did that when we were teenagers, when we didn't have a record label, and if we lost our record label because they don't sell any records, and we had to leave our record label, we would probably carry on doing it just for fun. So there's no mystery to it, and it's not that we think we're brilliant and that everything we do is brilliant. It's just that we always want to make more stuff and want to make another album, and we just enjoy it. It's just really fun. I'm just already thinking about a studio to make the next album, and we've started working out a couple of new songs a little on this tour, and you just don't want to stop doing the thing that you enjoy. That's
so you aim to keep it that way?
the plan is roughly to carry on, I imagine. I don't know. These guys could leave at any moment. There's no way of knowing. I don't know.
But they have been, you three have been sticking around for a while, right?
Yes.
Are there any other jobs that you do? I mean, as musicians, do you play in studios or something?
No. Well, no. Dave and Fran have a side project, the Lobster Boat Band, with some musicians from a band called Coming Soon, who are a French band. I've got a day job making picture frames. But yeah, that's... I mean, Dave's played with a few people, Dave and Fran. Fran has just recently toured with Jeffrey Lewis in the UK, playing mandolin for him. So, you know, if anyone asks us to play music with them, we'll probably say yes to that as well.
So you're music enthusiasts, basically.
Yeah.
Somehow it seems that your dads also like what you're doing. Because, in your new video,
are very supportive and enthusiastic. Yeah.
In the new video to the single Lisbon, it's not you that is that are playing the instruments on the videos. It's your dads. Did you have to convince them at all, or did they just say yes, please?
No, they just were ready to do it. It was as if they'd been waiting for us to ask. They were very keen to do it. We just realised that Franic's dad used to play the bass in a band. Johnny's dad plays a bit of drums in a kind of folk band. He plays the boran, the folk drum, sort of Irish drum, like in the Pogues. It's called a boran anyway. Okay. It's a one-handed folk drum. And my dad played a bit of guitar, so we thought it would just be a fun video to have them pretend to be us. And we got Darren Hayman to film it. And it was great because we also don't really like to make videos, and we didn't even have to go on the day. They would just do it, and that was good.
So you weren't present at all?
We were actually in Germany then. We were playing a rare festival in Germany with our good friends Stanley Brinks and Frashad. Hunsbrook Festival, which is quite a small one but very nice. So yeah, but the dads were ready. Franic's dad even learnt all the bass lines, so he can play the bass, but my dad's just pretending.
So you were content with their effort or their
delighted.
Performance?
I was thrilled. I thought it was a really fun video, and I was really pleased to see them.
Are you planning on outsourcing the next videos to your dad?
I think we're just going to send them to do gigs from now on. We're just going to stay at home like Brian Wilson, make records in the studio, and just send our dads.
I am a bumblebee buzzing around in my hive. I need some company, I'm barely alive. I am a crooked sack of bone. I was born this way and I will die alone. Were useful to me only as new words to write down. New words to write down. But in Atlanta, in the shimmering rain, I was struck by a vision of your face again. The water running down the drain. These are the days that will drive me insane. There is so much pain outside these walls. Our parents are in hospital, our siblings are at war. No amount of tears can wash out my eyes. I am drinking my way back down to the floor. The snow-covered mountain, the murder, the wedding gown were useful to me only as new words to write down. New words to write down. But in Atlanta, in the days that will drive me insane. But in Atlanta, in the shimmering rain, I was struck by a vision of your face again. The water running down the drain. These are the days that will drive me insane. Atlanta, in the shimmering rain, I was struck by a vision of your face again. The water running down the drain. These are the days that will drive me insane.
Thank you very much. Die Album from the Wave Pictures, das Album City Forgiveness ist am 21. Oktober draußen auf Moshi Moshi Records. And it was very nice having you here.
Nice to meet you.
meet you.
Thanks for having us.
And have a nice gig tonight.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you. Now do you want to drink something? Or do you have to
Yeah.
Yeah.